Welcome to Fishbowl Roulette. This is Sandra Koenig. I have my guest, Carisa Stark, here with me today.
Hi.
Hi. So this is the show where we just talk about life, right? But we're going to talk about some random stuff. We got some fish bowls that are preloaded with topics, and whatever comes out is what you and I get to talk about. You game?
I'm down.
Okay.
Let's do it.
We're going to talk about you for a little bit, though, so let me just set the scene here. Carisa Stark from Perryville, Missouri. Kind of a badass. She's going to act like she's not, but she is kind of a badass. She's started some restaurants, owned some Airbnbs, has impacted the community of Perryville in one of the most positive ways that I honestly can see in a long time. Would you agree with that? That your impact has been positive?
Yes. And then there are a bunch of trailblazers along with me.
I love it. Okay.
Yes.
Then that's who you are. Like, you're a girl gang. You're a business owner gang.
I love women.
You're the person who's like, nothing gets done alone.
Yes.
I would venture you're the little fire starter, though.
I'm a little
fire starter, little rascally. You have a music venue?
I do. Yeah. Outdoor live music venue,
which is really cool.
It is.
So before we dive into the fish bowls, you and I met. This is my first memory of you, and we would had to have met before this because I was in your restaurant. So you opened Mary Jane's in Perryville. What year did you open that?
2013.
2013. And Mary Jane's is named after?
My grandmother.
Your grandmother.
Who's still alive and feisty as ever.
Yeah, I was at an event with her this summer with Sean. We went to the outdoor event, and she was there, I think, for a minute.
Yeah. If you see a woman with silver hair and a feather boa and probably some butterflies on the shoulder and the hair, that's Grandma Mary Jane.
I love it. That's hysterical. I think she did have butterflies on, now that I think about it. What prompted you to come back to Perryville? I didn't even, you and I met at your restaurant. I did a Facebook Live with you. Do you remember that?
No.
I don't know. I still can't figure out when you and I would have made a decision to do that, because that's really my first memory with you. But we had to have had a conversation about it.
Well, my first memory of you is at the restaurant, but it was whenever Southeast Women of Power, like we had this group of amazing women.
Maybe that's how we met, was just
gathering together, and we would have happy hours and network and just like applaud each other.
I kind of want to bring that back.
Support each other. I would love to. It was amazing. I met so many beautiful people.
Yeah, that was a beautiful group. Huh. Okay, now I have food for thought. All right, but we're going to push past that.
Yes.
We're going to go back to Carisa. I know a little bit of the story, but what prompted you to come back to your hometown and start what I would call going balls to the wall of, let me get this building, let me put this vision in place, and you just started and ran with it.
It's a weird thing to describe, and I can't even articulate it in words. It was just a point in my life and my career, 17 years in hospitality. I loved my job. It was my third job, and throughout my career, and I loved it till the day I didn't. And I was shot down for a promotion with my corporate company, and I was just like, I have my own ideas. I just want to go back home. I want to be by my brothers who are my best friends, my parents who are my best friends. Like, I just want that togetherness back again. And I don't even know how I did it. I just made a decision, and my family supported me, and just went for it and went out on my own.
I mean, you went big out on her. You didn't start did you have a food truck?
I did, yeah.
Is that how you started?
I bought it on Craigslist. Yeah.
Of course you did.
It was an old FedEx truck, converted.
It was already
homemade
converted.
Smoker. Yeah, it was converted, but it was rough.
And then from there, you went into the building.
9 months later, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's quick.
Yeah. I decided I wanted to go brick and mortar. No, not always. But after working in the food truck for just a few months, here's the deal. I'm a very I get bored very easily. So I'm like, conquered it, check, done. What's next? And so I'd only been in the food truck for a few months, and I was like, I'm going brick and mortar. We're going to do this.
Because you wanted less headaches.
Yeah. To be quite honest, it's harder to run a food truck than it is a brick and mortar.
Really? Is that because there's so much reliant on a few?
No, it's just different aspects. Like what I always equate a food truck to is like going camping. Like you get so excited and you pack all the things and you get the newest like little sleeping bag, it's going to keep you warm at night, and you go grocery shopping and you plan out the meals, and then you plan out, okay, we want to go fishing or we want to go kayaking. So you grab all the stuff, and then it's like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And then you got to clean up all the stuff on Sunday nights.
Yep, that's a really great analogy.
It was exhausting.
Yeah.
So
you're like, I'm not doing that. I need to have one place.
I want to leave the food in the fridge all week long. Yeah. I don't want to have to empty it out every single day.
Would you do anything different
with my career?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I should. I would be really, really smarter if I would have chose a different career, but I just can't help it. I've always loved hospitality. So it's just, it's natural for me.
It is natural.
Yeah.
That is so my family, I don't think I've ever told you this. Have you ever heard of Leon's Dexter Queen in Dexter, Missouri?
Yeah.
So my dad and his two brothers bought that from Leon. And with the intention that my one uncle, he was going to eventually take it over. And my cousin grew up in that restaurant, on roller skates, doing her homework. They had a whole room there for it's a lifestyle. Being a restaurant owner, being in hospitality is a lifestyle. And I think you are either built for it or you're just not. Can you learn to really step into that?
No, ma'am. Not at all. You're right. It is a lifestyle. Either you love it or you hate it. No one goes into the hospitality industry to get rich, because that will never happen. But it's something that will make your heart rich, because we all have servants' hearts. And I've seen two type of people that go into hospitality. The people that just love it and they love to serve people, and it just brings them immediate joy. That is me. I fall in that category. And then there's the others that retire and they're like, oh, it'd be fun to own a bar. Or my grandma told me I have the best chili recipe, so I'm going to open a chili restaurant. And I'm like, God love you. You have no idea.
No.
You're going to lose your whole retirement.
Right. Yeah, you just might as well set it on fire. And it happens, right? People have this idea.
Every day.
Of what it is. It's sad. Hard work.
We see it every day in Perryville and Cape Girardeau, the whole area. Every day there are places closing.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, one of the things that I think that is cool, and I think that you've absolutely been a part of this, is I feel like food culture is kind of back in our area. People are experimenting with food. There's just different things out there. People are wanting to do creative, local, nothing against a chain. Nobody shoot me. I love Chili's salmon. I can't help it. It's like the way it comes pre-cooked or something, but it's good to me. But the local stuff that is happening right now, I think is pretty fun.
I do too. And I think we're in a beautiful, protected, Midwestern bubble where, you've seen on the East Coast and the West Coast, especially since, the C word 5 years ago.
Right.
Where, it's just about fast convenience. But we're still in this beautiful area of the heartland where people love to take their motorcycles for a ride and go have some amazing drinks and food. They love to get in their Corvette and go with their Corvette club. They love to get in their Jeep or go on their side-by-sides. And we're still in this very nostalgic, Route 66 style that our grandparents have.
The experience.
Yes. And so that I'm so gracious to be here at that time and moment. And I hope it never ends. But I've always said, we've been celebrating life and anniversaries and parties and Last Suppers since Jesus.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's always going to be room for restaurants that hold that space to be able to gather and be social and, share food and drink.
So before we dive into your fish bowls, did you grow up like me? My parents and their friends all had dinner parties and took the kids. Not all always took the kids, but that's how fish fries were normal. Neighborhood get-togethers were normal.
Yes.
Food was sort of the hub of the social activity. So and maybe to some people they're like, duh, that's how we do it. But I actually had a friend when I lived in Florida. They were from New York. And I love these people. The first time we invited them to dinner on a Wednesday, I remember they were like, why? It was a foreign concept to them to just come and break bread in the middle of the week to just hang out, which I found unusual because I don't know. I was like, is that just a Midwest thing?
I don't know if it's just a Midwest thing, but it's definitely the way I grew up as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Mom cooked every dinner after school, and we didn't eat out. There wasn't a budget for it. We didn't go to fast food because it's, not good for you. And we would go to M&M Meats and get a 5-gallon bucket of lard, and we would, do
Right.
fish fries and hush puppies, and we'd take our cane poles and go catch the sun perch and, scale them. And on the weekends, we always had block parties in the neighborhood I grew up in Tanglewood and Perryville. And it was all the adults sitting around in their lawn chairs drinking Bush Heavy, and all of us kids are riding our bikes.
Right.
And,
We played Ghost in the Graveyard.
Yes.
Yeah, it's probably banned somewhere now because it's, a graveyard and ghosts. But I'm like, it's literally just hide and go seek at dark. Like, that's all it is.
Yes. No, I loved my childhood. It is surprising to me, too, though. Like, you referred to your friends from New York whenever they're just like, you did? What?
Yeah.
And
I mean, and their life is so different. Like, timing. I'm sure there's a lot of things that play into that. But I remember having that experience. I was like, we just want to hang out with our friends and have a meal together,
I remember, though, also not being gracious for it and wanting more, like wanting a fancier house and wanting to be able to eat at Pizza Hut.
Right.
Without my pig out book it reward, outside of that. You know what I'm talking about.
I do. That is a reference I have not heard in a really long time.
But looking back now, I'm so grateful that's how I grew up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of how it always is. When you're in it, you're like, but I want that. And then you zoom out, you get that perspective. So.
For sure.
All right, you ready to go random?
Okay. We're going rogue.
Topics. The bold topics are general. We got wild card beliefs and hot topics. Nothing terribly scary. I don't know, though. I did have a man pull out a question about feminism, and that did seem to terrify him. But you know what? We're just going to go for it.
Okay. So I don't even know which one I'm going to pull from. I'll just pick one. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't even see what the lid says. You might have to read it to me.
I think you're pulling out beliefs.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, that's a big one, or it's blank.
Nobody wants my unsolicited opinion.
I do. You have to read it out loud?
Oh, for Pete's sake. What belief about yourself has shaped your entire life? That's loaded. I mean, the beliefs I've always had about myself are very negative because I had two brothers. Obviously, they tell me what, piece of crap sister I am.
So glad you moved closer.
Can't help it. I love them. I don't know. Like, I would say I'm going to twist it. So it's kind of like breaking the rules. It's not necessarily a belief about myself that shaped my entire life, but it's been a vocation that has really like shaped, my entire life. And that's hospitality. I mean, I owned a Martha Stewart napkin folding book at the age of 12, and I used to throw dinner parties and stuff. But I always got instant gratification from people like, appreciating me serving them or creating something for them. I was always a showboat.
Yeah.
I was in the Bellarmine Speech League, and I was going to be an actress on SNL. Thought I was hilarious.
There's still time. I thought I was going to be the first female president. Turns out there's still time for that, too.
There is. I would vote for you, Sandra.
I mean, can't. Well, we won't go there. But yeah, why not? Seems like not that great of a job right now, but whatever. So hospitality, what does hospitality mean to you? That to me, what I just heard you say is you really value helping others feel valued, and that gives you the appreciation. That you're like, it's like a tit for tat situation? Or do you just like watching people have fun? And then they appreciate that you gave them that.
I've always wanted to be the life of the party, and
But
I've
you
always
are.
loved throwing parties and field parties in high school.
Right?
First time I made $1,500 in one night. It was awesome.
What were you selling?
Uh,
I'm kidding.
Admission into the coolest party in Old Appleton,
That
Missouri,
probably came with
on
a
my
cup.
Uncle Todd's property, who did not approve.
Oh my.
Yeah.
The first time I made 50, good Lord. We were not that smart down here. We were just dumb enough to just throw the party. I don't think anybody was actually paying.
I was mind blown. Do you know what I'd do for $1,500 right now?
I don't. What? Let's go there. What?
Let's just say it'd be nice. But
that's interesting.
yeah, I'm back to that. I've always loved being the entertainer and the party thrower and the hostess. And so I wouldn't necessarily, like, it's not a belief about myself, but it's just something I've always enjoyed, and it shaped my life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously. And I tried to avoid it like the plague. Like, I tried to be a real estate agent. I failed. I tried to be a graphic artist. That I'm not good at things with my hands. Like, it would be terrible.
I can think of ideas and I can implement ideas.
But, serving people always just came naturally to me. So
yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
There's probably a deeper belief there, but we don't have time for that.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
Right,
You're like, please don't have time for that.
Let's not.
It starts with your brothers. I'll just say that. Who are now your best friends, which is really beautiful. Good. Well, thank you. Huh. Okay. You got two more bowls.
Get another one?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I hope there's something about sex.
Please not. Vulnerability, strength, or oversharing. Oh, for Pete's... Who made these up?
Chat GPT.
Dear
Just kidding.
Lord.
It wasn't Chat GPT. Well, some of it. Dear Lord. Oh, I'm interested in this for you. I mean, I'm interested in all of them because I'm a nosy little bugger, but
I would say my strength is definitely my presence. I can hide my vulnerabilities very, very easily. Like, I feel that when I'm feeling insecure or I'm feeling vulnerable about something, a lot of people don't realize it. And if I sit down and I really break it down to them, they're like, I had no idea.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a strength. And it's not that I want to be fake, but I also believe in the power of positive thinking and presenting yourself in a way that you want to be portrayed.
Yeah. I think that's a good way to say that. It's a fine line, right? Like, there's power in learning how to be vulnerable. Doesn't mean that you're showing the entire world every scar or every whatever. But then also there's like, listen, I actually don't need to know all of that right now. Like, I'm just standing behind you in the grocery store aisle. Like
yeah.
There's that. And the culture sort of bleeds a little bit. And I'm a fan of vulnerability because I do think that people can get to the truth and then motivate and move forward if they can acknowledge to themselves, if nobody else, what that scar or hole is. That being said, again, you don't have to hear everything from everybody.
I believe that's for your therapist, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
And I won't complain about my significant other, because then if we end up working things out, then my friends are like, why are you with that jerk?
Right.
And then I don't believe in oversharing things that I'm insecure about, because then people they see you in a different light. Yeah. Almost like a weakness. And I love real talk. I'm very proud of women who do real talk. I think it's very admirable. I'm just not a real talk person when it comes to the vulnerable, topics. Yeah. That is something that I need to focus on for myself, and I need to be strong for so many people, my children, my grandbabies, my employees, not even employees. I hate that word. My team, my guests, and that's
a lot writing.
Yes, that's so important.
Yeah.
And I've seen people really be genuine and transparent, and I love transparency. But whenever it comes to personal demons, I feel like that needs to be for a private healing moment, not for the public.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
But there are some beautiful people that do share that, and it helps others, which is amazing. I'm just not that person.
Right.
So
I'm just not. I know.
Killing it. I'm out here just living my best life. You know.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. All these good things keep happening to me.
Fake tears, eyes twitching. Therapist on 911.
I think if a therapist was listening to it right now, they'd be like, that girl got problems.
Oh, I'm quite certain I'm going to get people phoning in to get me on their roster to come see them. Like, there's zero question about that at this point. Because, it's just lives, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of, are you dating anybody right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll call you about that after.
Okay.
I won't make you go into that.
He's a good
podcast.
boy.
Yeah.
I call him the pilot. We met 3 years ago, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've met him. Yeah, good.
Yeah, you have.
I just haven't seen you in a while.
Yep.
You're kind of busy. Okay, the last fishbowl before our lightning round.
Oh, boy.
Wild card.
Oh, it's called wild card. All right.
Yeah, they're kind of all wild cards, let's be honest. Sort of piloting.
I want to know which one Chantel's had. Most irrational fear. Oh, boy. I'm not scared of a lot. I mean, I jump out of planes. Perfectly good ones.
I'm not doing that.
It's amazing.
Maybe when I get to 90. Oh, you may not have any.
No, I definitely have a lot of fears. I would say my most probably irrational fear is being misunderstood on who I am. And I would say, like, starting my own business in my hometown was terrifying. And then, when I would, encounter people who'd want to come work for me or talk to me, they'd be like, I heard you're really hard to work for. I'm like, damn straight I am, because I have high expectations.
Right.
But then all of a sudden it starts this like cloud of fear. Like, do people think I'm a bad person? Do they think I have ill intentions? Do they think that I, am not genuine? Like, and it's just something that can ball up in you super, super fast. And I would say that's, my most irrational fear. Like, I talk about my legacy all the time because I want it to be positive, like my grandma, Mary Jane. Like, no one would ever have a bad thing to say about her, And so...
I mean, maybe Mary Jane had some kind of wild card action you don't know about. Everybody's got a life, Carisa.
Right.
So, everybody's got somebody who doesn't like them.
Listen, I know her wildest nights, and it doesn't even compare.
Of that, I'm sure.
God love her.
God love her. They were at church. Yeah, but I mean, that's interesting. I was like, what is my most irrational fear? And it was not even nearly as poignant, as deep as that. It's literally
tell me what it is.
Just spiders falling on me at night. And like,
that doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I don't think about it a lot, but like if I happen to see a spider, that's my first thought is where did it go? How do I get rid of it? And where are its friends? Because where one is, they always say there's like 1,000 or something crazy. And it's also why I'm not going to go to Australia anymore, because their spiders are as big as your head.
It's okay.
Okay.
You have a net over your cot.
Okay. And what, you look up and there's a giant spider outside of your net staring you in the eyeball.
Listen, we've all seen Jumanji. They all survived. You'll be fine.
All right, I can do it. Yeah, that's... Well, for what it's worth, I don't think that you need to hear this from me, but I'm super, super glad that you and I know each other. And I'm super glad that you do have those high standards, because I think that being able to create an area for the people that have seen the benefit of you having high standards have likely gone on, whether it was inside your organization or something different, to grow in ways that they did not know were possible. And we say it a lot in my world, which is the gift of high expectations, man. Like, go out there, be something special, set yourself apart. Who cares?
Yes.
Like, if you look around at like pretty much anybody who's wildly successful, and you can equate that how you want, whether it's money, whether it's fame, whatever it is, they're all a little odd.
Mm-hmm.
They all just march their own beat, and they keep stepping up. So, I think that's cool. Good for you. And the ones who didn't get it, well, maybe they'll get it some other place or maybe they won't.
They never will.
They probably won't.
You either have it or you don't.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's growth can be drummed out of a person, I think, unfortunately. So good for you for having a model where that's not happening. There may be a pinata of you somewhere, apparently. I don't know. Just getting the night is early. That's funny. Okay. Lightning round. Some of this you kind of touched on, which is kind of interesting.
Okay, I'm going to be terrified.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this one first, mostly because I just want to see your face. How many people have fallen in love with you across your bar?
Oh, damn, girl.
Too many to mention.
So many.
Too many to mention.
So many. It's just package. But then if they get to know me, like, oh, that's a lot. It's a lot.
I think that's where I fell in love with you. Like, you are in your element. Like, I can see that you probably touch a lot of people, like, I mean, all jokes aside. But
well, I'm on stage. We're performers. That's what we do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Paint a pretty picture.
All right, what is harder, running multiple businesses or parenting grown kids?
Oh, God. Definitely grown children.
It is, isn't it?
God, you want the best for them.
Yep.
And then you insert your parenting after they're adults, and then you're the jerk.
Yep.
And it hurts your heart.
Yep. My fears, I've had to really I do a lot of what I do a lot of that now. No, that's interesting. Because my fears get intertwined and I'm like, okay, back to my point about like, well, GPS on kids, everybody knows where everybody is. My parents never knew where I was.
No.
I now know. I have one that tells me everything and I'm just like, stop telling me everything. You know what I mean? Like,
my lady.
Right. Right. But then, it just gets messy and you just have to go like, they get to go live their own lives.
Absolutely. I had a girlfriend just a few days ago. She was talking about her son and she was not, no one knows who I'm talking about, so I can say this, but she was not very fond of the girlfriend and her ethics and values and morals. And she's like, I gotta talk to him. And I said, no, ma'am, you do not.
Right.
He has to figure that out. That's part of his life lessons.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know how many guys, my parents were probably like, what in the hell has she brought home?
Oh, same with my parents, all my husbands.
And so I do. I have to check myself that all my husbands, all 12. Just kidding, not 12.
13.
13. Lucky 13.
It wasn't.
Yeah. And both of my girls, I'm really proud of both of my girls, but it doesn't mean that there's still not things where I'm like, zip it.
Yeah.
And my youngest right now would be like, you've never zipped it a day in your life, but she just doesn't know how many times I have zipped it.
No, we should not enable our children at all.
Yeah.
Let them live their life.
Yeah. It's been a
mistakes and all.
Yeah. It's part of it, right?
Yeah.
All right. What is the most, you kind of already said it. What is the most small town rumor you have ever heard about yourself?
Well, you mean about what a bee I am? Because I'm hard to work for?
I mean, that's probably it, right? I mean, is there something else? Is there some other weird scandal that you've been mentioned in?
What else? Gosh. I mean, everything's been on WTF Perryville, so I'm sure y'all have read about it.
I am not a member of that group, but I will be joining it.
Or the defunct topics.
That really? So you were like I don't.
No. Oh, well, I remember this one. Like, I would read it and I'm like, gosh, people are mean. No. And then my sister-in-law messaged me one day and she goes, you're on topics. And I'm like, ew, why? What happened? And it was a love interest of one of my cooks who was talking bad about him and his employment at my establishment. And I was like, that ain't true. But you can't get on there.
No, you can't.
Fight it. I just was like, delete.
So I'm going to end this a little bit differently because I think that this leads into something that I think is really cool that you did. And I want you to just expand on it a little bit, if you will. So you were a part of the Mary Janes in Cape Girardeau.
Absolutely, yes.
Obviously the name, the vision, all of that. You put something on your wall because you got a negative review.
Yeah.
And you posted in like 2-inch letters or like 2 feet letters.
As big as I could.
Yeah, the negative review. Yeah. Why did you do that?
So, first of all, I was out. I had the night off. I was at Tin Cup in St. Louis, downtown. I remember my phone, my notifications went off. and I saw a Google review, and I'm like, what is it? Because I respond to all my reviews and I read them and I take them to heart. And I read it, and it was this girl, and she said, overpriced hipster palace, 1 star. I think her name was Heather. And I immediately, like, this urge of, like, I can make this right. I need to talk to her. I need to figure out what happened. I need to figure out where we went wrong. I mean, we mess up every day, but it's about making it right before you go out the door. And I started to go into, like, this
Spiral.
overthinking, psychotic tirade on how I can make this woman happy. And like, the person that I was with was just like, do not let that ruin your night. And he was like, let me read it. And he read it. And he goes, I think she meant hipster place, but she said hipster palace. That's gold. And I'm like, that is gold. And I don't know, just something like it just completely transformed. Like, okay, we have to make fun of ourselves. We're all human beings. We're all doing this together.
Yeah.
It was in no way to shame this girl, but she did put herself out there to say that I was an overpriced hipster palace. Although we do agree she probably meant place.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to spell.
Yeah. Well,
but that, again,
these things happen,
just
Heather.
made it so much more beautiful. And it was just kind of that epiphany moment, like, okay, let's just put it out there. And I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love that too. That's sort of the point of this podcast, actually, is to just start putting stuff out there. What's the worst thing that happens?
Yeah.
There are people who don't agree with you. There are people who don't like
Absolutely.
you.
Yep.
Is that going to stop you forever?
Never.
So here's what I'm going to say to the listeners today. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for giving Fishbowl Roulette some of your time and attention. And you know what? Be like my friend Carisa. Put the negative review out there and let it the freak go. Who cares? Go be you.
Amen.
Amen, sister. Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.